There is a moment in life when everything feels like it is falling apart all at once, when the silence grows heavy, when doors close without explanation, when prayers seem to echo back unanswered. And in that moment you whisper to yourself, why is this happening to me? It feels like punishment. It feels unfair. It feels personal. But listen closely, because what you are standing in right now is not a sentence, it is a summons. This is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of your becoming. You see, life has a strange way of shaping its strongest souls. It does not announce its lessons with comfort. It teaches through pressure. It teaches through waiting. It teaches through tears that fall quietly in the dark when no one is watching. And when you feel stretched thin, when you feel broken open, when you feel like you have nothing left to give, that is often the exact moment something powerful is being born within you. Think about the seed buried deep in the soil. If it had a voice, it would scream that the darkness is cruel. It would believe it has been forgotten. But the darkness is not there to destroy it. The darkness is there to protect it while it grows roots strong enough to reach the light. What you call suffering may be the soil that is finally making you strong enough to rise. You were never meant to remain who you used to be. The life you are walking away from could no longer hold the person you are becoming. That is why things fell apart. That is why people left. That is why plans collapsed. Not because you failed, but because you outgrew what once fit you. Growth rarely feels gentle. It feels like loss before it feels like freedom. There are days when you wake up exhausted, not from work, but from carrying hope through disappointment, from believing again after being let down, from standing back up after life knocked the breath out of you. And yet you are still here, breathing, becoming. That alone tells a story of courage you may not even recognize yet. Do not confuse struggle with weakness. Do not mistake tears for defeat. Some of the strongest souls walk quietly, carrying battles no one ever sees. Strength is not loud. Strength does not always roar. Sometimes strength is simply the decision to get out of bed and face the world one more time, even when your heart feels heavy. What if this moment is not here to break you, but to awaken you? What if the delay is not denial, but preparation? What if the closed door is guiding you toward a path you would have never chosen but desperately needed? Life does not waste pain. Every wound carries wisdom. Every setback sharpens vision. Every fall teaches you how to rise with more grace. One day you will look back at this season and realize it changed the way you speak, the way you love, the way you believe in yourself. You will notice that your voice grew steadier. Your boundaries grew stronger. Your compassion grew deeper. You did not just survive this moment, you were shaped by it. There is something sacred about standing in the fire and refusing to let it turn you bitter, choosing instead to let it make you brighter, softer, wiser. That choice is where the breakthrough lives, not in avoiding pain, but in transforming it. So if life feels heavy right now, hold on. If you feel unseen, remember roots grow in silence. If you feel tired, rest, but do not quit. This is not punishment. This is the forging of a stronger spirit. This is the quiet chapter before the testimony. This is the moment that will one day make sense, and when it does, you will stand taller, knowing you did not break, you became. And when the light finally breaks through, you will realize that everything you endured was shaping you into someone powerful enough to carry the life you once only dreamed about. Pain never knocks on the door announcing itself as transformation. It arrives wearing the clothes of failure, loss, rejection, and disappointment. It speaks in a language that shakes your confidence and questions your worth. It makes you look in the mirror and wonder when life began slipping through your fingers. In those moments, pain feels cruel and personal, as if the world selected you for a lesson you never signed up for. But pain has never been a destroyer by nature. It is a messenger, and hidden inside its weight is the seed of who you are becoming. There was a time when you believed that success would feel clean and progress would feel smooth. You imagined growth as a straight road paved with encouragement and applause. No one told you that real growth would feel like standing still while everything you loved moved away from you. No one warned you that becoming stronger would first make you feel weaker. And so when pain showed up, you assumed you were losing. You thought this was proof that you were not enough. But pain does not come to confirm your limits. It comes to stretch them. Think of every great story you have ever admired. The hero never begins powerful. The hero begins uncertain, wounded, doubting, often alone. The struggle is not a detour in the story. It is the story. Without the fall, there is no rise. Without the night, there is no dawn. Pain is the chapter that rewrites the character. It teaches depth. It teaches empathy. It teaches strength that cannot be borrowed or imitated. There are moments when pain strips everything familiar away. Jobs end. Relationships fade. Dreams collapse under the weight of reality. And suddenly you are standing in a version of life you never imagined for yourself. That is when fear whispers that this is punishment, that you must have done something wrong to deserve this. But life does not punish growth. Life prepares it. What feels like failure is often the dismantling of what no longer serves the person you are becoming. Pain has a way of forcing honesty. It removes the masks. It quiets the noise. It makes you listen to the voice inside that you have been avoiding. In comfort, we ignore that voice. In pain, we are finally still enough to hear it. And sometimes that voice tells us hard truths, that we stayed too long, that we played too small, that we settled for less because it felt safe. Pain arrives to wake us up from the life we were merely surviving. There is a sacred transformation that happens when you sit with pain instead of running from it. When you stop asking why me and start asking what is this teaching me? In that moment, pain shifts from enemy to guide. It sharpens your awareness. It strengthens your discernment. It teaches you the difference between what you want and what you need. And slowly, almost quietly, you begin to rise with a wisdom that comfort could never give you. Some of the most powerful people in the world were shaped in seasons where nothing made sense. They were forged in moments where giving up felt easier than holding on. Their strength was not born from praise, but from persistence. From choosing to keep going when the outcome was uncertain. From trusting that the pain had a purpose even when the purpose was hidden. Pain humbles you, but it also empowers you. It reminds you of your humanity while revealing your resilience. It shows you that you can endure more than you ever imagined. That you can bend without breaking. That even in your lowest moments, something inside you refuses to surrender. That refusal is the seed. That quiet defiance is the beginning of transformation. One day you will look back at the pain that once consumed you and realize it introduced you to yourself. It taught you boundaries. It taught you self-respect. It taught you how to stand alone without feeling empty. You will see that the pain was never meant to keep you small. It was meant to push you forward into a life that demanded more courage than you thought you had. Pain does not come to stay forever. It comes to do its work. And when its work is done, it leaves behind strength, clarity, and a deeper connection to your own power. What once felt like the end will reveal itself as the beginning. What once felt like failure will show itself as preparation. So if you are standing in pain right now, do not rush the process. Do not curse the darkness. Something is growing there. Something strong. Something brave. Something will one day stand in the light and say, "This did not break me. This built me." This was not the moment I lost everything. This was the moment I began to become everything I was meant to be. Life does not wake up each morning planning to punish you. It does not sit in judgment counting your mistakes or measuring your worth. Life is a teacher, and like every great teacher, it prepares before it promotes. It refines before it reveals. When pressure shows up, it is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that something greater is being formed within you. There comes a season when everything feels harder than it should. Effort no longer guarantees results. Patience feels tested beyond its limit. You do everything right and still feel stuck. In those moments, it is easy to believe you are being singled out, that life has turned against you. But what if this resistance is not rejection? What if it is resistance training for the soul? Muscles grow under tension, not comfort. Character is shaped the same way. Refinement is rarely gentle. It removes what is weak so what is strong can remain. It strips away illusions and exposes truth. It challenges habits that kept you small and beliefs that no longer fit who you are becoming. And yes, refinement hurts, because letting go always does. But nothing valuable enters the world without being tested first. Think about how fire works. Fire does not exist to destroy gold. It exists to remove what is not gold. The heat burns away impurities, leaving something purer, stronger, more valuable. When life turns up the heat, it is not trying to consume you. It is trying to reveal you. The pressure you feel is proof that something precious is inside you. Preparation often looks like delay, like waiting longer than expected, like walking a path that seems to go nowhere. But preparation is never wasted time. It is alignment. It is teaching you patience when you once rushed. It is teaching you focus when you once scattered your energy. It is teaching you humility so that when success comes, it does not destroy you. Many people pray for open doors without realizing they are not yet ready to walk through them. They ask for bigger platforms without building stronger foundations. Life, in its wisdom, slows them down. Not to deny them, but to protect them. Because an unprepared blessing can become a burden. Refinement is the mercy that saves you from that fate. There is a quiet strength built in seasons where nothing glamorous happens. Where no one claps for you. Where growth happens underground. You learn discipline. You learn consistency. You learn how to show up even when motivation disappears. These lessons are not loud, but they last. When life finally accelerates, you will not panic. You will be steady because refinement taught you how. Preparation also teaches discernment. It shows you who belongs in your future and who cannot come with you. Some people fall away not because you are losing them, but because they were only meant for a chapter, not the whole book. Letting go hurts, but holding on to what no longer fits hurts more. Life refines your relationships so your future is not weighed down by your past. There will be moments when you want to escape the process, when you wish for shortcuts, when you wonder why others seem to move faster while you remain in place. But speed is not success. Depth is. Life is not racing you. It is shaping you. And when your moment arrives, you will understand why it could not have come sooner. Refinement builds integrity. It teaches you to choose what is right over what is easy. It strengthens your inner compass, so applause does not control you and criticism does not crush you. You begin to move with purpose instead of impulse. You stop seeking validation and start trusting your own voice. That is preparation at work. One day, you will step into a room you once only imagined. You will carry responsibilities you once felt unqualified for. And in that moment, you will realize the struggle was not random. Every setback trained you. Every delay prepared you. Every disappointment refined your character so you could stand there without losing yourself. Life does not punish those it loves. It prepares them. It refines them until they can carry their calling with grace. So if today feels heavy, do not assume something has gone wrong. Assume something important is happening. You are being shaped for more. You are being strengthened for what is ahead. Stay patient with the process. Trust the refinement. What feels like pressure today will become power tomorrow. What feels like delay will become protection. And when the breakthrough arrives, you will not just receive it. You will be ready for it. There comes a moment in life when everything you trusted begins to crumble at the same time. The plans you built with hope collapse without warning. The strength you thought you had suddenly feels thin. The future you imagined no longer looks familiar. In that moment, it feels like a breakdown. It feels like failure. It feels like life has pushed you to the edge and stepped back to watch you fall. But what if this moment is not an ending? What if it is an invitation? A breakdown is not the absence of strength. It is the exposure of it. It is the moment when the old ways can no longer carry the weight of who you are becoming. Life has a way of shaking the foundation when it knows the structure must rise higher. What falls apart is often what could not grow with you. When everything breaks, you finally stop pretending. You stop performing. You stop surviving on habits that once worked but now only exhaust you. A breakdown strips you down to what is real. It forces you to face yourself without the noise of expectations and distractions. And in that raw honesty, something powerful begins to form. Rising does not begin with confidence. It begins with clarity, clarity about what hurt you, clarity about what you tolerated, clarity about what you can no longer accept. A breakdown opens your eyes in ways comfort never could. It teaches you where you abandoned yourself. It shows you where fear kept you small. That awareness is painful, but it is also freeing. Many people are afraid of breaking down because they believe it means they are weak. But weakness is staying in a life that drains you. Weakness is refusing to change because change feels uncomfortable. Strength is allowing the old version of you to fall so a truer version can rise. Strength is choosing growth even when it hurts. In the middle of a breakdown, it feels impossible to imagine rising again. You feel tired in your bones. You feel unsure of your next step. You question whether you have what it takes to rebuild. But rising is not about leaping forward all at once. It begins quietly, with one honest decision, one boundary, one moment of self-respect, one refusal to give up. Every breakdown carries wisdom. It teaches you resilience not as a concept, but as a lived experience. You learn that you can survive loss. You learn that disappointment does not define you. You learn that even when everything feels uncertain, you are still standing. That knowledge becomes unshakable. Rising also brings humility. You stop believing you have control over everything. You stop chasing perfection. You learn to ask for help. You learn to rest. You learn to trust the process instead of fighting it. Humility softens you, but it also strengthens you. It allows you to rebuild on truth instead of pride. When you rise after a breakdown, you rise differently. You rise with compassion for yourself and others. You rise with boundaries that protect your peace. You rise with wisdom earned through experience. You no longer chase approval. You no longer ignore red flags. You move forward with intention instead of fear. The most beautiful transformations are born from the moments that once felt unbearable. The pain that nearly broke you becomes the reason you stand taller. The fear that once controlled you becomes the fuel that drives you forward. The breakdown that once felt like the end becomes the chapter that changed everything. Do not rush the rising. Healing is not a race. Growth is not linear. Some days you will feel strong. Other days you will feel fragile. Both are part of becoming. Rising does not mean you never fall again. It means you trust yourself to get back up every time. One day you will look back at the moment everything fell apart and realize it was the moment you stopped settling. It was the moment you chose yourself. It was the moment you stepped into your power not by force but by truth. You will see that the breakdown did not destroy you. It introduced you to a deeper version of yourself. So if you are standing in the middle of your breakdown right now, breathe. This is not the end of your story. This is the turning point. This is where you rise not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to be. There is a kind of strength the world rarely notices. It is not loud. It does not announce itself with victory speeches or standing ovations. It is built quietly in ordinary moments where no one is watching and no one is clapping. It is born in rooms where dreams feel heavy and hope feels tired. This is the strength that grows when you keep showing up even when your heart feels bruised and your faith feels thin. Everyone celebrates the win, but very few honor the unseen work that makes the win possible. The early mornings when doubt sits beside you like an unwanted companion. The long nights when sleep refuses to come because your mind is crowded with unanswered questions. The moments when you smile in public and then sit alone wondering how much longer you can keep going. These are not signs of weakness. These are the training grounds of real power. Unapplauded effort is where character is formed. When no one is cheering, you learn why you do what you do. When recognition disappears, purpose becomes clearer. You stop moving for praise and start moving because something inside you refuses to quit. That quiet determination is stronger than any external motivation because it cannot be taken away. There will be seasons when it feels like you are giving everything and receiving nothing. You work hard and still feel invisible. You stay consistent and still feel overlooked. In those moments, it is tempting to believe your effort does not matter. But the most important work is often happening beneath the surface. Roots grow in silence. Foundations are laid out of sight. What you are building now is stability, not applause. Strength grows when you learn to trust yourself in the absence of validation. When you stop asking if you are enough and start knowing that you are. When you continue even without guarantees. That kind of strength changes how you carry yourself. You move differently. You speak differently. You stop begging for permission to be who you are. There is dignity in persistence. In choosing to stand back up after being knocked down without making a spectacle of your pain. In continuing to believe in yourself even when others doubt you. In honoring your commitment to your growth even when the journey feels lonely. This dignity becomes armor. It protects you from bitterness and despair. The world often confuses visibility with value, but some of the most powerful transformations happen in hidden places. In private decisions to let go of what hurts. In quiet promises to do better tomorrow. In small disciplined actions repeated daily. These moments may never trend or go viral, but they change lives. When you endure without applause, you develop patience. You learn that progress does not need an audience. You understand that timing matters more than speed. You stop rushing your growth and start respecting it. Patience allows you to mature without losing your compassion. Unseen strength also builds empathy. When you know what it feels like to struggle silently, you become kinder. You listen more deeply. You judge less harshly. You recognize that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. That awareness makes you human in the most beautiful way. One day, people will see the results of what you have been building. They will call it luck or talent or overnight success. They will not see the countless moments when you chose discipline over comfort. They will not know how many times you doubted yourself and continued anyway. But you will know, and that knowledge will keep you grounded. The strength you build in quiet seasons prepares you for louder ones. When attention finally comes, it will not overwhelm you. When opportunity arrives, you will not panic. You will be ready because you earned your confidence the hard way. Through consistency, through resilience, through faith in yourself when no one else noticed. So if you feel unseen right now, keep going. If your effort feels unnoticed, stay steady. You are not behind, you are becoming. The work you are doing in silence is shaping a version of you that cannot be shaken by opinions or circumstances. Strength born in the shadows shines differently. It does not need approval to stand tall. It knows its worth. And when the moment comes for you to step forward, you will not need applause to validate your journey. Your presence will speak for itself. Have you ever felt like the universe has conspired against you, like life itself is delivering one relentless blow after another, and all you can do is curl up and wonder why you are being tested so harshly? I want to tell you something today, something that might shift the way you breathe and the way you move through your moments. What you are facing, what you are enduring, is not punishment. It is not some cruel game designed to crush your spirit. What you are facing is your breakthrough, disguised in struggle, dressed in challenge, and wrapped in the kind of lessons that only the fire of hardship can teach. Life has a peculiar way of showing us our strength. It does not announce itself politely. It will shove you to the ground, make you stumble, and whisper in your ear that you are not enough, that you cannot continue. And in that whisper, in that moment when your knees scrape against the hard floor and your heart feels heavy with despair, something magical is taking place. That moment is the raw material of your transformation. That moment is shaping you, stretching you, molding you into someone who will rise not by chance, not by luck, but by the sheer force of perseverance and belief in the unseen power within you. You see, we often mistake discomfort for defeat. We feel the heat of struggle and immediately think we are failing. But listen carefully, the heat is proof that growth is occurring. Growth is rarely comfortable, and the breakthroughs that change the course of your life are never whispered gently into your ears. They scream, they push, they test, they demand, and they insist that you rise above your fear. Every setback, every disappointment, every moment that feels like it is breaking you is actually a gentle, fierce hand guiding you toward your potential. Think of the river. The river does not carve valleys by being still or by moving softly. It carves with persistence. It flows relentlessly over stones, around bends, and through obstacles. It knows no shame in hitting resistance. It does not stop when rocks block its path. Instead, it learns, it adapts. It finds the course that will lead it forward. And one day, the river shapes canyons, creates beauty, and nurtures life. You, too, are like the river. Every trial is shaping the landscape of your destiny. Every obstacle is teaching you resilience. And every wound is sculpting your character. There is a story hidden within every challenge you face. There is a hidden victory, waiting for the moment when you decide not to collapse under the weight of adversity, but to rise and embrace it. When your plans are shattered and your heart feels fractured, do not mourn your loss alone. Instead, see it as a signal, a call to dig deeper into yourself than ever before. In the darkness of those moments, when it seems like the world has turned against you, light a fire inside that refuses to be extinguished. That fire is your breakthrough beginning to manifest. I know it is hard. I know it hurts. I know the nights are long and the days are tiring. But let me tell you something about human beings. We were never meant to glide through life untouched by struggle. The greatest stories, the most awe-inspiring victories, are born from trials that seemed impossible. Imagine for a moment the seed buried in the soil. It does not sprout without darkness. It does not grow without pressure from the earth around it. And when it finally emerges, stretching toward the sunlight, it does so because it endured, because it adapted, because it refused to surrender to the weight above. Your struggles are your soil, your pressure, your darkness. Your breakthrough is the sunlight waiting on the other side. Sometimes, breakthroughs come in the form of understanding, in the quiet moments when you realize that the pain was not against you, but for you. Sometimes it is in the form of new doors opening, people coming into your life at the perfect moment, or a strength you never knew you had revealing itself. And sometimes it is nothing spectacular, nothing dramatic. It is simply you standing tall after every fall, taking a breath and saying, "I will not be broken. I will not be defeated. I will rise." That is the breakthrough. That is the proof that life's challenges are not punishments, but invitations to greatness. Do not fear the process. Do not resent the trials. Do not view your pain as a curse. Embrace it, lean into it, study it. Understand that each tear, each sleepless night, each rejection, and each failure is a stepping stone laid carefully in front of you by the universe. You may not see it yet. You may not feel the victory yet. But it is coming, and it is coming because you are enduring. You are learning. You are growing. You are evolving into the person you were always meant to be. And when the breakthrough finally arrives, when you look back at the road you traveled, you will see that every stumble, every hurt, every challenge, every tear was a teacher in disguise. You will see that the weight you carried was actually lifting you, that the walls you faced were actually opening pathways, and that the struggles you endured were the very hands that raised you to your greatness. You will smile and realize that nothing was punishment, that nothing was wasted, and that everything, absolutely everything, was preparing you for a life beyond your own imagination. So, when life pushes you, when it tests your patience, when it threatens to overwhelm you, remember this: you are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are being refined. You are standing on the edge of your breakthrough, and the universe is simply asking you to stretch, to endure, and to rise. Believe it with your whole being. Trust it with every fiber of your soul. And when you finally break through, when the sky opens and the light pours in, you will know with absolute certainty that every trial was worth it, every struggle was necessary, and every moment of doubt was simply the prelude to your triumph. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a warrior in the making. And this, right here, right now, is your breakthrough unfolding in real time, teaching you, shaping you, and guiding you toward the life you were always destined to live. And now, as you sit here listening, let the weight of your struggles settle into understanding. Let the pressure you feel transform into purpose. And let the moments that once felt unbearable reveal themselves as the very moments that were shaping you into greatness. Remember this: the night is never endless. The storm is never eternal. And the chains that seem to hold you down are often the very forces that are preparing your wings to soar. You have been tested, yes, but not to break you. You have been challenged, yes, but not to stop you. You have been pushed, yes, but only to awaken the power that has always lived within you. Every step you have stumbled on, every tear that has fallen, every heartache, and every disappointment was never punishment. It was a teacher. It was a guide. It was the universe whispering in the language of resilience and courage: rise, rise, rise. Look around you and look within. The human spirit is extraordinary. It bends, it falters, it wavers, and yet it refuses to be extinguished. The same hands that tremble today will hold victory tomorrow. The same heart that aches tonight will beat with triumph soon. The same mind that is clouded by doubt now will light the way with clarity and wisdom soon. Let this truth sink in. There is nothing you are facing that you cannot overcome. There is no obstacle greater than the fire burning inside you. There is no storm stronger than the roots of your determination. And there is no darkness so deep that it can overshadow the dawn waiting just beyond the horizon of your endurance. You must believe this with every fiber of your being. Let these words echo in your mind when fear knocks on the door, when anxiety steals your breath, and when doubt whispers that you are not enough. Say to yourself, I am enough. I am worthy. I am resilient. I am unstoppable. And in saying it, in living it, you claim the breakthrough that is waiting for you. It is there. It has always been there. It was never out of reach. It was simply hidden beneath the layers of challenge, beneath the trials, beneath the moments that tried to make you feel powerless. And now, armed with understanding, armed with courage, armed with faith in yourself, you are ready to uncover it. Every great journey in history, every story of triumph you have ever heard, began with the same reality you face today: struggle. Every innovator, every leader, every creator, every champion was tested. They were knocked down, betrayed, misunderstood, and underestimated. And yet they rose. They did not curse the night. They did not resent the pain. They did not stop when it hurt the most. They endured. They persevered. They refused to surrender. And through their persistence, the impossible became reality. Your story is no different. Your breakthrough is no different. You are walking the same path, standing at the same crossroads, and waiting for the same moment of transformation that has fueled every victory ever celebrated. Do not shrink from the fire. Do not turn away from the storm. Do not mistake the heaviness of the moment for defeat. Your breakthrough is forged in that very fire, refined in that very storm, and revealed through the weight of the trials you face. Remember the words of those who came before you: the greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. The wound is the place where the light enters. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. You are stronger than you realize, braver than you know, and capable of more than you can imagine. So rise. Rise with intention. Rise with courage. Rise with the knowledge that you are on the precipice of transformation. Let your past challenges fuel your ascent. Let your tears water the garden of your future. Let your scars become the map that shows you the way forward. And when you finally step into the breakthrough that has been waiting for you, when you finally claim the life, the success, the joy, the peace, and the triumph that are your birthright, you will look back and smile, not at the hardships themselves, but at the power they unlocked within you. You will know that nothing was wasted, nothing was meaningless, and everything you endured was the necessary path to greatness. Carry this truth with you beyond this moment. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a conqueror in the making. You are a warrior sculpted by the challenges of life. You are a testament to the beauty of resilience, the strength of persistence, and the unstoppable power of the human spirit. Today, decide that you will not be broken. Decide that you will not be defeated. Decide that you will rise. The breakthrough is yours. The victory is yours. The life you dream of is yours. Walk forward into it with faith, with courage, and with unshakable belief that everything you have endured has been preparing you for exactly this moment. And when you rise, when you shine, when you claim your breakthrough, the world will witness the truth you already know deep within. This was never punishment. This was your destiny calling. This was your transformation unfolding. This was your moment of triumph, waiting for you to embrace it fully, wholly, and without hesitation.